Hello, hello, hello. Hello. How goes it? Welcome back to stream 8 of Final Fantasy XIV. Continuing on with A Realm Reborn's post-story. Alrighty. I guess we'll just hop right back into it. Last night we were in Corthus, and we ended up right here before this quest, which I believe will start us along our new line of inquiry. So let's go ahead and get started. Ooh, we got some new gear we're going to be getting from this. Very nice. Ooh. What news have you?
Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will.
Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not what we did already not know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes.
Go on.
You will recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trial came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of the conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for settlements. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortune. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant.
I think I could guess which one.
None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics.
Well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer of prizing off his mask?
I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames.
Ooh.
If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, a field of suspect is greatly narrowed.
You mean to say that the agent is among Raubon's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment?
'Tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand.
To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years.
Aye, I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Ul'dah was ever the most vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania have long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intent and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Ul'dah's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered to only their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raubon faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks.
Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, That means recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company.
A good deal easier than now, aye.
The immortal flames have been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity that they did so, but simply self-preservation. Had now von Darnus' ambitions been less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying REBORN with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Ahem. Returning to the present.
Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long.
Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. They notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in a manner like the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies.
Understood, Commander.
I shall send word to Sir Amaric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics or abattoirs. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgarians.
Yeah. It is time, Commander.
Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leaders has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Call. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry.
Alrighty then. Interesting developments. Of course, the implications for Uldaw. Just rip the immortal flames. Oh man. Excuse me. Remember to drink water. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm choking on something. I apologize. Trying not to cough into the mic. Oh my goodness. I'm dying. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. Alright, drink water, people. Always have water on hand. You never know what's gonna get you.
Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with the Ice Heart. But until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such a time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together.
Alrighty. No problem. Let us go to Gridania. Hopefully today I finish A Realm Reborn in its entirety. I'd say that that is my goal today. Whether we achieve it or not, we will see. But that is what I would like to do. Also, I'd love to hear from you guys. Whether or not, like, what are your opinions on things like Red Mage, Paladin, Ninja, Black Mage, and what you think is the best healer at this current point, right? What I have access to. I'd love to know, just because I'd like to have and level up and start possibly doing that. Just leveling those up, having the option to play them. I like variety. When I played fighting games, I loved just trying out all the characters, even though I always had a specific main, right? As you kind of do in those games. Also, comment, let me know. Would you be opposed to me doing some of those side quests off stream? Or would you want to see them on stream? Let me know. I know a lot of the leveling process can be kind of dull, especially because it's just kind of going around killing things, and then every once in a while going and doing the job quest. So just let me know, and I'll work with that. We'll see if I do those off stream, or I'll dedicate a whole stream to doing some of that for other characters. Or not characters, jobs, sorry. Alright.
My thanks for coming, Call. When you are ready, speak to the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the lotus stand.
Voice acting?
Change has come
Oh.
to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Ooh.
Who?
The
Oh.
birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign.
Ooh.
Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Huh.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
It's crazy. You can see the spit mark still.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Ooh. That helmet. It's huge.
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
Wide.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Saw a major frown.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover,
Of course.
I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Yeah. We gotta solve the Ishgardian problems. So they feel obligated to do so, unfortunately. They're so obsessed with the Dravanians and heretics.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Yeah, we gotta deal with that.
It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of the resurgent Garlemald is enough to stir them. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all understandings they like, but their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Lominsians, for instance. Though Admiral Merlwyb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wood-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Redanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and Udon scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan's society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that is besides the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering factions that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects. And by happy coincidence, the one he deems most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt is near its end, Call, and all that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest, and he will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Corthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success apprehending the Ivy.
Okay. Let's see. Closest Aetheryte. Actually, wait, where's this? Ah. It's actually just like right here. This is, I believe, just closer. I almost went the wrong way. There he is. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Awesome. Oh, hey. I got new armor. But of course, like everything else, even though I'm equipping it, I'm most certainly not keeping its look. And now we'll get the armor for the mages. This is the one I'm going to pick. Listen well. The spy we've been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Aline Royally, Rabon's second in command. Ooh. Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with the polearm has to be seen to believe. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranking foreigner in Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Rabon chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monitarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserve the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monitarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Royle was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? It could be that the Ivy has some hold of the Monitarists. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royal's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Rabon attended the Council of the Alliance leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames' records for evidence of Royal's guilt. But if we can't catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? Of course. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. And in Gridania, this is crazy. I'm gonna put him on visor for this. It's stealth mode. It's action mode time. There's so many people here. Royal's headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Which one's the Blue Badger Gate? Okay, this one over here. So Royally has entered the Carline Canopy, meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. She is not on the upper floor. Try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there. She may have seen something. Ephime is her name. I shall remain here in case Royally appears. Royale appears. Royale? Really? I can't jump over the railing? What if I... No. Okay, well.
Oh, Hima! Such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant! No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger and none bore any resemblance. Don't let me keep you.
So she disappeared? Did she get a room? Because she's not appeared. So that means she must have gotten a room. Either that or transfigured. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The Roost! How could I forget?
Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muay tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor. You take my meaning.
Perhaps another time, friend. Wait. That necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma.
The woman you seek has left Redania by way of West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows.
They're so cool. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Royally would have disappeared without a trace. Damn. That's crazy. Our hunt leads us on to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Royalty's example and take the ferry from West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. See to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Okay, so that means I actually have to go to the pier, which means I actually should take the boat. Fine. I wonder, does this person have different stuff? No, it doesn't. It's all the same. I could still get this. Oh, right. I forgot. I technically know that I can, I believe, get a better spear if I just do a quest in Uldal and then do another one that when he shows up in like the East Shroud or something. There's a quest line I can follow to get Gaybog, which is awesome. Maybe I'll do that in a bit, actually. Where am I going? Oh, I actually have to go to East Shroud. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I still really do want to finish the, everything before Heaven's Word, essentially.
This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for Hawthorne Hut. If Royally is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there.
An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Royally would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalan without being recognized. It'd only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason, I believe, that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elzen are a common sight here, and her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads.
As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts.
This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne's hut and catch Royally in the act. Ooh. It's time. We're gonna get this person. We can lock him up. Gonna solve so many other issues. Hopefully. Theoretically.
My people report that our quarry has departed for Bramble Patch.
The Ivy returns to the Gnarls when she came. Perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we would require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with Garlean masters?
My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends.
Alright. The Bramble Patch is this way. Can I go over this? Can I? Oh, cool, I can. Ooh, boy.
Just beyond. Royale.
Royale. Royale. Royale? Well, maybe it's Royale. Man, these names are confusing. Especially when they're like this.
Is in conversation with an individual clad in manner of adventure. An imperial intermediary, no doubt.
This is it. With me. Flame Marshal Eileen Royally, you are under arrest for treason and espionage. You were followed, you bloody fool!
Damnation!
Oh, it's over for you. You are unarmed, my lady. A scratched and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try.
What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelveswood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers.
You would feign ignorance, then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. What you gonna do?
I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide.
Ever the political mastermind, of course. It's very sly and shrewd. Of course, you have to play along, or else you're just instantly going to be convicted.
Even a warrior of Royale's renown cannot have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak an innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable.
What was I just saying? What was I just saying?
The ivies thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then that the people of Uldal will have the grand company they deserve. Let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Call? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the arts of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend.
I do, and I'm highly contemplating it. Truly, I truly am. Speak with Minfilia in Mordona. Okay. And there we go. They've been caught. But we haven't seen them to justice yet, so I won't believe it until that's done. Whoa. A lot of cool mounts in this game. Pabalimo! Tancred! Goated characters.
Welcome back, Call. I understand that Alphino had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Elaine Rose Royale. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum.
Awesome. Let us continue there. Bacon broth. XP bonus. Ooh. Oh, okay. Give me one moment before I continue. I will be right back. Should not take very long. Alright, I'm back. Do apologize for that brief interruption, but we are good and ready to go.
As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheryte in the depths of the snow cloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from House Fortom. Caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Aethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheryte to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetheryte upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Sharlayan. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming.
Boo-doo-doo-doo. Right. Oh, which one to level first in the future? I don't know. I think I'd level Dark Knight first. Or not Dark... What am I saying? Paladin. I think I'd level Paladin first. Just because I like the gladiator aesthetic, and that's what you would be playing as first and foremost. But Monk is so cool. But I don't know. I looked at... I know it's kind of spoilery, but I looked at the Dawn Trail, like, job guide, and I saw that they're changing Monk again, apparently. And one of the things that I remember seeing in Monk gameplay before was like this super cool downward Kamehameha move. And from what little I understand about Monk, they required like the 4 moon stamps and then cashing out the 4 moon stamps to get the side moon stamp. And it was that cashing out which was the Kamehameha looking thing. And they showed something similar, like a cashing out of the 4 moons to get the little extra stamp. And it wasn't that in the job trailer, so if they got rid of that animation, I would be really sad, because that was really, really cool. Not that I don't like the Monk aesthetic either way. I do like punching kicky things. I think that's hilarious and awesome. But I don't think I'd put it before a ninja. I like the Raiju stuff the ninja has. It looks cool. Oh. Okay. Voice act.
Am I right?
Oh. Ooh, I like that voice. But I'm not going to be able to do that one well.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on Aetheryte technologies.
Moonbreeder. Okay.
She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Cool.
Let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss.
This is going to be a tough voice, not because it's out of my range, just because I have a tougher time with the women voices, and I feel like I've already made a voice that kind of sounds like hers. But we'll see. Unless there's more voice acting. Wouldn't say no to that.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Sweet.
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Everyone, if I could have your attention.
Oh, dang it, my visor is down. Can't see my face.
We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
What is white auracite? This is the first I've heard of it. Oh.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits.
And
And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on. Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it then, your missing Aetherite?
No, that's why you're here.
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate a second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetherite.
Okay. Yes.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Okay.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have wide aura sight at their disposal.
Okay.
I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand.
Okay.
Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risk the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options.
Okay.
If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Alrighty then. Let us go.
I have already informed Arthanaut of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moonbreeder described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wishes to meet you at the Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Carl, and I have faith that you will return to us, as you always have.
To Snowcloak, then. It's quite a bit of ways, but that's alright. What is that? That's hilarious looking is what that is. That's so funny. You go this way too? No, you didn't. That's funny. There's some mounts in this game that are both really cool, really cute, and really just funny looking. Oh, I love when I'm able to see through Ishgard. It's so cool. So, I forget. I was looking at this earlier. This is the area in West Thanalan. I'm pretty sure. Like that. That is West Thanalan. Just so interesting. Because then wouldn't that area be Dravania, technically? Like, everything over that way.
Good to see you, Carl. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sent his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Elaine Royal in Uldar even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, ahem. The others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion.
Okay. Let us see if we are able to proceed through the breach. Wait.
There, it's ready. Ha! It worked! I think. Try attuning to the Aetheryte now. Feel for the currents and try to locate the beacon. We have done all we can, Carl. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva.
Ooh. Well, that should be the attunement.
We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may be attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, you have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot argue if your own strength will suffice. And so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeder's experiments, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Ah, before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Amaric.
Sir Amaric regrets that he could not be here in person, and asks that I read you this letter. Ahem. Ishgard faced an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Call Hima, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea. Your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Hallownay bless you with good fortune and see you safely home.
Afa Amphitheater. Hard.
Ooh, doesn't that mean... Ooh. Okay. Well, where's the... Is this it? Oh, I see. I can do 2... Well, this is a hard one, so that means I gotta wait for people to join. Oh boy. So now we wait. What's happening behind me? Oh, somebody's fighting. Isn't that... This kind of implies that we're gonna fight Shiva. And it's gonna be a battle. Oh boy. I hope I don't die a lot, because I kind of foresee this being kind of difficult for whatever reason. I am so sorry, Black Mage. I do not have the ability to heal you. That is very unfortunate. Let's get up on this rock, see if I can get a... Oh, come on. Oh, what the heck? Just fell. Let's see. Don't I have, like, some companions? This is just the wrong one. The minion guide. There you go. Yeah, I did get this one. Oh, I got a tiny little bull. Can I, like, pet? Oh, I can. That's awesome. Oh, nobody's joined this as of yet, so I will continue to wait. We lie in wait, if only to exploit Shiva and win the day. Hopefully I win the day. Oh boy. People are not queuing up for Shiba at all. Music in this game is so good. Hmm. Boy, still waiting. We'll see. Maybe after the 6-minute mark, it just kind of autofills for some reason. I imagine sometimes it would do that. Maybe not then. I mean, I can't continue the quest anyways, so I kind of just gotta wait. In the meantime, how you all doing? I hope that your day is well. And if it's not, I do apologize. I wish you better days in the future. For now, let's drink some water. Yikes. Still waiting. Oh. Oh. Finally. Let us commence our battle with Shiva. We need the one other DPS. Come on. We got the tanks, we got the healers. Yes, let's go. All right, light party. No. Full party. Ooh. Cool arena. Oh, you can see the background image. That's cool. It's a dragon and then a woman.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind
See
faith.
the dragon and the woman.
No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds,
Also,
then
that
it
kind of
is
looks like
mine
Bahamut.
to strike you down.
Or no, it kind of looks like Ifrit. I guess, no, it does look like Bahamut.
Gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more.
Oh boy.
Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
Ooh. So it is possible to basically create a deity out of a single person. Oh boy. First fight of the day. Let's see how we got it. That wasn't a combo, was it? What the heck is happening? That I didn't expect to happen. Alright, we back. Stay out of the way. Using everything on cooldown when we have it. Oh. What the heck is this? What do we do? Oh. Whoa. Whoa. That was cool. She's almost dead. Oh, I gotta reapply my dot. There we go. I don't really know the mechanics still, but she's dead anyways. Cool music. Oh. She's still alive. I guess she took the body of her to... Oh. You did a good job, Tank, though. I'm not gonna say you didn't. I wish I could commend two people, but the scholar definitely raised me. What now?
Fool. Blind, bloody fool.
Mm-hmm.
You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of Light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the Keeper of the Lake. See with eyes unclouded.
Oh? We're told to guard the Keeper of the Lake.
Do not squander Mother's gift.
Yeah, the past couple bosses we've done in these trials.
Feel.
Oh.
Think.
Yeah, the past couple, we haven't heard or seen any crystal from Heidelin. So, her talking about it does seem pretty suspect.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Who was that? Guess that's the point, right? You're not supposed to know. Fun fight. Did I get anything for that? Let's see. Doesn't seem so. I'm missing out a better headpiece because I didn't get that one. I should have.
By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough. I was only asking. If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in a freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you'd best pay a visit to Whitebeard Front and speak with Alphinaud. He probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon.
We should be dead. White Brim, okay. I wonder what that is. I haven't gone over there. Only for my class quest once. Let's see, where in White Brim is he? In the tower? Which part of the tower?
There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever a doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have call to thank. Yes, you are right, Sir Amaric. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whatever the days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, the caravan ready?
The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll.
Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House Fortemps caravan. Less the crystals which compromised the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of what was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, Call, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk your life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told.
Ah, Hachafont.
Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him.
He's gonna be so happy. We're alive, bro.
See, the other thing I don't like about the Blizzard, it takes away all the music. Like, Korthus is great music. It's super ambient and, like, imposing. But then it's Blizzard and it's just quiet. What were you thinking, Call? Wagering your very being on dubious theory, which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have suffered sufficient forewarned to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway. And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the Fury, Call, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. And yet I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I do not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sorry, give me 1 second while I check something. Okay, no, we're good. Sir Amaric wished to have words with you and Master Alphinaud in private. He awaits us at the Intercessory.
No, I clicked the wrong button. Right at the wrong time. Greetings, sir. I shall show. Wow, that's a tongue twister. I shall show you in at once. Jeez.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to
his voice is
express
so
my
deep.
deepest thanks.
It's a lot deeper than I was giving it.
On behalf of all the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
Also kind of airy.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Yeah.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautilon.
Nautilon?
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
I love him. He's awesome.
The Scions shall be compensated for their service.
He's so forward-thinking.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard Zoma could return?
Midgard Zoma.
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Ooh.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights?
Oh.
One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am. Now, why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service.
Lucia. We finally get her name.
Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences.
Alright. I was a little wary of the two of them, but the more we talk, the better it
Those
is.
who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you.
Yeah, she's not Ishgardian.
Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you'd be so kind.
Orchefort.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
It's my bro. That's my bro. I can't say nothing against him. That is my bro.
It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's methods of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reprisal of the primal threat, and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Gallian Empire believes the primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to the very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well be finding ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Carl. It is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona.
True. Dude, he's got an Ava. It's actually more like a Gundam. It's so cool. See, like, that's the stuff that I know is going to be just either a lot of grinding. Like, A, lot of grinding on, like, dungeons or, like, other things. Or B, side quests. So, like, do you want me to do those on stream? Are they interesting? Are they, like, worth doing on stream? I kind of am not opposed to doing it. But I don't know really when I should.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole.
I didn't expect that, so I just went into it. I don't know if I should. If I feel like if I pause for like a couple streams to like level up or do all these other side quests, it might like take away from the main story. But I guess people like just enjoying people, like watching people enjoy the game. I don't know. You guys would have to let me know.
Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Having this much voice acting is also great because it gives me a lot of downtime.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
Yeah.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
True.
Oh, pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so.
Yeah.
Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgard Soma. Do you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss?
Uh-oh. What happened?
Call. 'Tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Royale has escaped. It happened shortly after the immortal flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. It is plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Royale quitting the city via Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in hand. She makes from Castrum Mirandium. I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but flee to her Imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon Royale's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Blue Frog and join the hunt.
Well, let us go. and chase down this traitorous woman. Oh, whoa. Okay. Don't really know what happened there. There he is. Oh, bird. What news? My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that Royal walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked through. You did not mishear. We have REBORN's decision to keep the matter secret to think. For that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her. And so here we are. Royal must not be allowed to reach Castra Meridianum. Yeah, no kidding. Uh-oh. It's an instance. Let us see. This wretch was with Royal. He threw himself at us, that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to her own, the goddamn harpy. Huh. With me, Scion, we almost have her. Oh, is she a dragoon? She's probably just a lancer. Ooh. Oh, you giddy. Oh my gosh, more? This is such a long fight. Finally. Find her, and do it tight. Yes, sir.
Good work, men.
Ooh, sorry. Punched the mic. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better.
Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. Peoples look up to you as one of their Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. Huh. What would you know of low? You, a spoiled little lordling who has never known any want. I. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think of your gods given right to rule over others. You know not our plight, the injustice that we low-bornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to survive. Stealing, killing, even whirling myself. Whoring myself. It is no fault of mine. His fools imagined me a paragon when I joined the Flames.
I hear you tell it. To hear you tell it, one would think you are the only person to have ever suffered. In case you haven't forgotten, REBORN himself was born into a poverty. And as was I. We lived hand to mouth, with little more than shirts on our back. Hunger was our constant companion. Yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge others with their fortunes. We accepted that hand, the hand that which we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw of us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for.
How are we any different then?
'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth, and 'tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life had taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people who trust you have dragged through the gutter.
Not so much as a hint of remorse. Tis well that this sordid business is finally at an end. Our friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our own allies more wisely than REBORN chose his.
Poor REBORN.
I've heard. Truly bothersome business.
No,
I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is REBORN. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him and the Flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
Do you plan on assassinating the Sultana? No. Ain't gonna let you do that, buddy.
Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When you have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General REBORN, and that shall be the end of it. Your work here is done, my friend. My thanks. Ah, but I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Shores and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I'm aware that the Antecedent held Rael in high regard, for better or for worse. She will want to know how this tale ends.
True. Is a sad revelation for Minfilia. Yes. Why would I spawn with it right behind me? It's just so odd.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with REBORN, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians.
Oh?
We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled.
Ooh.
My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with White Auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to Auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
Okay.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether.
Oh.
Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void.
But...
The fact remains, however, that Hydaelyn placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that you will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Hydaelyn did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
Mm-hmm.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auricite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Ooh.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time.
No.
We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auricite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland.
Oh.
You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Vow. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
A hole?
Aye. Yet the mystery endeth not with the isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
Interesting.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
Oh, dimensional
All
compression.
indications suggest Ascian involvement. But I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Yeah.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
That's how you pronounce that? Huayu?
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the media project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
Yeah.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the Calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Varus Zosgalvus.
Interesting.
So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea.
Yeah.
In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul.
Yeah.
And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monitorous scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! Until you have purged this land of your sickness, before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
I like REBORN. Oh, he's so frustrated. A lot of the human characters are getting, a lot of the characters are getting way more human characteristic
I shall have no
stuff.
further need of you this day.
It's good.
Your Grace.
He's so real for that reaction.
I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartiner Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly. Were Lord Lolorito here, he would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Ul'dah whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the Immortal Flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Ul'dah's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Ugh.
Eorzea can ill afford for the Immortal Flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Ul'dah.
The true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people. For Ul'dah to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
Oh.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue.
Wow.
As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help REBORN to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will...
Oh no. Misclicked.
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Ul'dah will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. REBORN, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
Truly a people before herself. Wow. Oh, I cannot progress the MSQ without dungeon requirement, the Bow of Embers, the Navel, and the Howling Eye hard. Aren't those as the original 3 primals done in, I guess, the hard version? Interesting. How do I go about doing those? Do I just have access to those? Don't. How would I get access to those? Maybe it does require doing that quest? Oh, let's see. It's called Good Intentions. I'm gonna look it up really quick. Good Intentions requires Bow of the Embers hard, the Navel hard, and the Howling Eye hard. How do I unlock those? To unlock the HM Prowls, you need to complete a recruiting problem. Recurring problem from Nymphalia in the Waking Sands. Upon completing the prerequisite, speak to Thancred to unlock the Bowels of Ember. Wait. A recurring problem. Quest from Nymphalia in the Waking Sands? Okay, so I must have already done that. Speak to Thancred to unlock the Bowels of Ember and complete one run. This will let you speak to Papalimo to unlock the Howling Eye. Finish a trial once and speak to Y'shtola to unlock the Navel. Which one's a recurring problem? I mean... Copy. Recurring quest. This is given by Nymphalia in the Waking Sands, but would have I had to have done that? Let's see. It says it's given by Nymphalia in the Waking Sands. She's not in the Waking Sands anymore, but I don't think she gives this quest anyways. The prerequisite is the ultimate weapon. Interesting. Maybe I did it already. So I just need to speak to Thanalan. Let's see. A recurring problem. So she's still just here? What? That doesn't make sense. I think they should move the quest, even though it does, I guess, become available here. How was I supposed to know I was supposed to do this?
I know you have scarce had the chance to rest, but I'm afraid there is still work to do. The Ultima weapon's destruction, 'twould seem, had served to embolden the beastmen, who now seek to call down their gods once more. Even as we speak, the Amalja, the Ixo, and the Kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning rites, and that is but half of it. Much to our dismay, all three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something. Ahem. Basically, this means the primals will be stronger than they were before. Far, far stronger. Their previous incarnations will seem as pale imitations. The beast tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of Ultima Weapon's maiden appearance. You remember that it is the time it devoured 3 primals in one sitting. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak. Alas, due to the loss they incurred to ensure the success of the Operation Archon, they are ill-equipped to take any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us once more, to thee. The etheric waves that were observed in Mordona do not appear to bear any connection to any beast tribe. Yet much and more still remains beyond our knowledge. We must be prepared for any and all possibilities. I am loath to send you into the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the primals than you. Will you undertake this mission, Carl? Okay. You have my thanks. I truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thancred.
Ahem. With circumstances as they were, I hadn't the chance to properly express my gratitude. I owe you my life, Carl. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. A string of failures has left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger, that I might do right by my fellow scions. But instead I caused you all no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties again soon.
Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Urianger has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission.
Interesting. Such knowledge as I possess of the beast tribes and their primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beast man, we are wont to seek power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin the Amalja, who have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. Confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. 'Tis as Urianger said. I fear the Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. I would like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldessian insisted that I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not the workings of it, but it would seem that the recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on the fun, for everybody's sake, I must sit this one out. Instead, I will focus on gathering and analyzing data.
Now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may have information that will be of use to you. Do pay a visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Minfilia's words, but this Ifrit is a far cry from the primal you first defeated. You will want to reassemble your most dependable comrades for the mission. Be safe, my friend. To challenge Hard Ifrit, these are all 8-man things, I believe. So before I do jump in, you'll have to forgive me, but I will need a small little break while I attend to some matters. IRL. Call. We thank you for coming. The Flame General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we have already relayed to the Waking Sands, Ifrit is returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. The primal is to be found in his domain, the Bowl of Embers. To get there, you must use Beastman Aetherite found within the depths of Zaharak, the Amalja stronghold. The Amalja have constructed their own Aethernet from salvaged Aetherite shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is stronger than the last. Facing him with any fewer than 7 of your stoutest comrades would be ill-advised. But this is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hands. I shall pray for your victory and safe return. Ooh, I see. I have to go through like a gauntlet. So, I will be right here. I'm going to go AFK shortly, and I will be right back.
Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, welcome back. Now, we will be attempting the hard version of Ifrit. I do not know how hard this will be. I can only imagine it's not easy. But how hard? I do not know. Nor do I suspect how might go about getting through it. Oh, I see that's the Amalda Stronghold. I kind of just fly over to it. Oh, that's the roof. I can kind of just ignore everything, huh? Why would they give me the ability to do this? It seems like I'm intended to, like, fight everything. Ooh, somebody here is actually, doing the fate. Oh, they just beat it. Bowels of Ember. Hard. Well, let us go ahead and queue up. We'll see how long this takes. Oh, I can now have that. Cool. We're relatively the same level, this person and I. Because they have the same outfit as I do, technically. They must have reached the same impasse. Though I guess they have a better weapon now. Probably because they used their weapon coffer. I guess I probably should do that. At least maybe the 90 one. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool looking lance. Alright, now we wait. Hopefully this doesn't take as long as the last one, because that took quite a while. Also, during my last break, I was essentially deciding on my dinner, so eventually I will need to take a break to eat dinner, but I will probably come back to streaming after that is done. Seems like it might take, yet again, a quite long amount of time. Unfortunate. Music is pretty good. So, excited about that new Elden Ring DLC in the future. Oh, we've got more people in the duty. Let's go. I'm excited about Elden Ring in the future. I don't know whether or not I will play the DLC here. I still technically, truth be told, haven't even finished my first playthrough, which is pretty rough. But yeah, I don't know whether or not I will play more. It's more just a kind of up in the air thing. I do really want to play the DLC, especially if I can manage to do it unspoiled. That would be ideal, but at the same time, it's a little expensive, and it's also I'm not finished with my main playthrough. I would need to do that. So I don't know. But it seems like we've got at least half of our party here. We are missing just 4 more people. Another DPS, 2 healers, and another tank. Oh, and there they are. Let us begin. Not a light party, a full party. And this is our trial of Ifrit hard. Let's go. Hoo. That's so extra. It's so cool. Aw, yeah. Well... Whoa. Let's go. Ifrit defeated. Ifrit's bow, Inferno weapon coffer. Ooh, I want that. I'll pass on that. Let's see what I got. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, I did get it. Yes. Item level 60. Okay, that's fine. I want to see what it has though. That's pretty cool. Open type determined by current job or class. The time of opening cannot be opened in instance areas such as dungeons. Well, I might as well. It's a level 60, so I could technically use it. Not the greatest, but certainly not bad. Ifrit's harpoon. Cool. It isn't better than my current one. I guess I should have expected that. I don't... Why did I do that? I don't know. I don't know. I apologize. For anybody that might have wanted that, actually. Garuda's Awakening. Okay, I need to go back to... the Waking Sands. Oh, let's do, well, I guess Papalima's the next one. Ah, Carl, I hear you have triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less feat than I would expect of a warrior of light, but well done all the same. Now, I had a full had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I am afraid to say, has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of the other primals. Not to dishearten you, but in our latest incarnation, that appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the Aether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Yida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovered effort. When you've previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm and shielded her domain. Well, the storm is a spring breeze compared to what she has raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it. So we must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder had chanced to discover a Beastman Aetherite leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do else, I suggest you pay a visit to Adder's Nest and have words with Commoner Hulu. He will be able to tell you about the said Aetherite, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Okay. To the adders. Must be you. Oh. Oh my gosh. She must be stopped and soon. That's more lives we lost in the name of Elder Seeds here. I humbly request that you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda kept her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. The Ixal have constructed an aetherite within Natalan. Their strongholds in the central highlands of Korthus. This aetherite should take you to Garuda's Temptress realm. We owe this discovery to the Ishgardians, who the Elder Seedseer says desired to repay the kindness you showed them. For the sake of our people as well as theirs, may your mission be met with success. Alright, so where am I to go? Oh, I haven't been over there. That should be fun. I didn't even... Wait, that was closed off before, wasn't it? There's no way I would have been able to go there. Because, I mean... I don't remember even going in this direction much. I don't remember everything here. Maybe this way? Yeah. Interesting. I found the aetherite. Not that hard of a find. You can kind of just fly over, huh? If my dude would move. There you go. So now, the next one. This one's probably going to be a lot harder, too. Because this one was already a pretty mechanically heavy fight. So now I know, most gear I'm probably going to get is not going to be that good. Ooh, I like this music. Let's see how long this one takes. Well, seems like it'll be similar. Probably be waiting for a little bit. And then I'll probably have to stop for after this one, just so I can eat dinner. Then we will do the last one, which I believe to be Titan. And we'll continue with the MSQ. Oh yeah, I just remembered. At some point, I'm going to need to... Like, the MSQ is going to force me to do that other guy's quest with the Crystal Tower. I wonder if that's going to be like a raid quest. I don't really know. It's very possible. So, in the event that that is what ends up happening, I might not end up finishing it today, which is a little unfortunate, but we're gonna see, and we're gonna try. Oh, okay, we have all the DPS accounted for. Now we're missing tanks and healers. And there we are, all of a sudden, and at a moment's notice. We're completely ready. Awesome. Full party. Corthus, the Howling Eye, hard. Oh, I remember this music. It was good. Creepy. Let's get her on. Let's get it on. I just forgot how that mechanic worked and brute forced it. I shouldn't have done that. Awesome. I didn't even see her health. Let's do the white mage. And the treasure. Garuda's honor. Ooh. That's cool. I definitely don't need this. Oh. Oh, I got both. Okay, cool. Awesome. The next, I believe we have to go back to the Vesper Shore. I wonder if this teleports me on the joke. It does! That's awesome. Yep. So we got a red mage weapon, which is pretty cool, because we'll be able to use that the moment we unlock it. Let's see. Let me look at it. Garuda's honor. Ooh, that looks cool. That looks really cool, actually. I like that. Very cool. And then we have also here, we got a vortex weapon coffer, which can be used for item level 70, requires level 50. Interesting. That's, you know, I do find it kind of odd. Maybe it's just for the purposes of glamour. Because what do you use this for? By the time you're level 50, you start unlocking so many things that are just way higher item level, especially in like weapons and stuff and like armor. So what is the point of this other than just how it looks? I guess if you're looking for a specific one, then yeah, sure, that's very useful, but it's just odd a little bit. I mean, this is also technically the same. By the time you unlock this, it's maybe a little higher of a thing, but I don't know. This is cool looking. I'm not gonna deny it. I think it looks very cool, and I think it fits with a certain thing. So I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't look good.
So both Ifrit and Garuda are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you have earned yourself a rest. Would that you had the luxury of time to enjoy it. It pains me to say that Titan is also returned, and with a vengeance. As was the case with his primal brethren, he has grown stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggested that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. But it turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold's subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard crystals with our being none the wiser, and the vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recent active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors, the amount of crystals it has gorged upon, and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the time for such prudence has run out. We have already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom, and as you might expect, it's addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you traveled to his demesne by the way of the aetheryte first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this aetheryte no longer seems to respond. But do not despair, the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You will want to speak with Commander Riki at Maelstrom Command for the details. I cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsomely strong. See to it that you spare no preparation.
All right. All right, where to? Upper decks. So let's go to the aft castle. Yeah, I probably won't be able to start this fight, but I'll definitely be able to get it maybe unlocked, and then I will have to go and eat dinner, come back, and then I'll be perfectly ready.
Ah, Call of the Scions. Your presence is most welcome. I'm chagrined that we must turn to you again to lay low Titan low. Though no doubt this yesterday's news to you. The Lord of Crags has returned, more ferocious and formidable than he was before. We cannot fathom how the kobolds were able to obtain such vast stores of crystals in such a short time. We will learn the answer in coming moons, but first things first. We need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on Limsa Lominsa. You have failed the Primal before, and we believe that you can emerge victorious once more. We've learned of a new aetheryte that will take you to the navel. It's situated deep within Ulgar mines. Not the most convenient of locations, admittedly, so you have to cut yourself a path. Make all haste. Please. Titan's mere presence emboldens the kobolds, and 'tis only a matter of time before they move forces against us. May the Navigator guide you on your way, Call.
Alright, where to? Okay, this place I remember. Ah, but I've never been to Outer Lesnautica. Ahaha. So I must travel there first, get that aetheryte, and then go. Finally, I've actually going to this place where I've never been. And I do remember seeing the what you might call it, for it. I remember seeing the maze-like structure when I looked at Outer Lesnautica before. Yep, finally mapped Outer Lesnautica. Hadn't done that before. Where is the aetheryte crystal? Wow, look at this area. Oh, I see. I recognize it. I just had no reason to be here up until now. Right, now that that is attuned. The mines. Wow, those are all kobold mines? That's crazy. Garo mines. This is going to be quite the labyrinth, but maybe I can just fly over it all. Seems like I might be able to do just that. Or not. I must head underground. Alright. Seems like I might be able to go through there. Nope. So we have to go around. Oh. Interesting. Was quite the trek. They definitely didn't expect people to just kind of fly through here. It doesn't seem like it was built that way. But nonetheless, that is how people are probably doing it now when they unlock this, because you unlock flight the moment you finish the story, and this is only available after you finish the story. So clearly flight wasn't a thing. Yeah. I will now... I think I'll end stream just to... because I'll be back. It's probably better to do that. So, I was Sorcerer Supreme. This was Final Fantasy XIV, the 8th stream. We will be continuing shortly, but if you were watching on the VOD channel, please subscribe. Follow at the Twitch channel. And links to all my socials are there. Both here on YouTube, on the VOD channel, and here on Twitch. So, yeah. See you guys soon. Bye.